Okay, seems we're back live, guys. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Payback is a Lich. This comic and dark campaign of Vecna after the Eve of Ruin going terribly bad. Tonight we continue in this epic journey where the multiverse lies on the edge of ruin, thanks to Vecna's grandiose ambitions to reshape reality in his decaying image. But Vecna has one too many enemies. Kaz the Deceiver, Miska the Wolf Spider, and of course our party of Liches, the left-hand horrors. They are locked in a desperate race to assemble the Rod of Seven Parts. This rod fragments are the key to stopping Vecna, though they may also serve as tools for reshaping the multiverse in someone else's vision, which might be ultimately the secret ambition of the members of this party. Who knows? However, the catch is that nothing is ever straightforward in this campaign, especially when you realize you might not even be you. Oh yes, in the last session, some of our players that haven't yet realized that since episode 12, incidentally, the episode that had the worst quality of sound, and we had the most number of technical incidents in a row, and it was the most watched episode so far. It seems that that episode was particularly glitchy, not only for the in real life reality, but also for the in-game reality, as it turns out that our characters, our players, started from that episode to play an alternative version of their character, an exact copy, a clone, if you may think. Just apparently the timelines were just 10 minutes apart. And they haven't realized that they were playing, since episode 12, a clone of their character, the alternate version of their character from a second timeline, where the timeline where Drazov is native to, as a member of this party. And so yes, there have been a lot of time shenanigans, but before we go into that, let me introduce you our protagonists, starting with Midge, our fungal harbinger, this circle of spore druid fused with fungi, believing that balance is the ultimate law of the multiverse. She's the first to reject the deals from chaos, and the last to tolerate Vecna's grand disruption. Midge, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Yeah, a bit confused. I don't know. I just don't feel like myself lately. But, we're a little short-handed, so, I guess we're the short left-hand horrors? I don't know, but it's just up to a couple of us today. We'll see how it goes.
Very well, Midge. Very good, very good. And then we have Drazov here with us. This curious and somewhat malicious apprentice of Vecna. He is indeed deeply curious, widely unpredictable wizard. He has a penchant for experiments and an unhealthy obsession with the Book of Vile Darkness. Is there any healthy obsession about the Book of Vile Darkness? I don't think so. Drazov alignment is questionable at best, but, we can say that his genius is undeniable. After all, he managed to nag Vecna into accidentally cast Wish and merge two timelines. So he might just be the accident that saves two timelines of the multiverse. Drazov, say hello to our audience. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling tonight.
Hello, I'm as always Belbraznos the Unsteady. And yes, I'm feeling quite good. I'm looking forward to going after the Cass and wresting from him his crown of I mean, in getting his parts of the rod, and we can continue on to hunting down Vecna.
Very well, very well. And tonight we're also going to have Creek, who with his undying melody. He's not here now because he's fashionably late. He's been taking some lessons from Cyril's book, and he's a College of Lore bard who's always has a tune, sometimes heartbreaking tune, sometimes spine-chilling tune. Creek songs have a way of haunting the enemies and allies alike. I guess, as they get stuck in your head, especially now that two creeks exist. So let's see how that works out. Tonight we will pick up from where we left off in the last session. The left-hand horrors faced an impossible dilemma in the lair of Miska, the wolf spider. Well, it was not really the lair of Miska. It was the lair of Loth, a war room, a secret war room of law called Web's Edge, and unknowingly to the followers of Law, Miska has defeated her, usurped her throne, and he was commanding her forces without her forces realizing that they were being led by the enemy. Well, I guess that's you see that's the problem with low touch and not micromanaging your subjects. Sometimes they don't even know if the orders are coming from you or not. I guess if anything, Loth might come back with a lesson in management. Miska the Wolf Spider, the legendary demon lord, who once battled the gods themselves to a point where the gods had to trap Miska into a different reality and to a prison. Which, by the way, Miska was released from thanks to the efforts of Kaz. And Kaz and Miska are allies. Miska proposed if they would accept an offer to swear fealty, fight Vecna, and then serve her and the Queen of Chaos in rewriting the multiverse to the Queen of Chaos' chaotic ideals? Or would they reject the deal, knowing full well that they were picking a fight with one of the most dangerous beings ever known in the multiverse? And Miska explicitly told them that it would crush every single one of their phylacteries and destroy them if they declined the deal. But after some serious deliberation, the party unanimously rejected the deal. Particularly when the fine print of the deal started to become a bit more clear. Drazov, for instance, was very inclined to take the deal, learned that he wouldn't get his first dibs on the Book of Vile Darkness if they defeated Vecna. And, the fight then, after that, resumed in spectacular chaos. But the turning point was they were fighting side by side with Necrolumpa from the first timeline. And the Necrolumpa decided to cast the ultimate game changer, a wish spell. And her spell turned Miska, the wolf spider, into an adorable, harmless wolf spider puppy, which the party named Whiska the Wolf Spider. And Miska's general panicked. They were already frightened of the range of powers that the party of Liches had, and they panicked. And by this, the party's sheer audacity to do something like that with Miska, how they dare, and how come the gods never thought about that? If only they knew you could turn Miska into a puppy. The generals took Miska and they fled the scene with their new cuddly leader. And with Miska out of the way, the party retrieved the Trident of Chaos that had a fragment of the Rod of 7 parts embedded in it. They realize they now hold 5 pieces of the Rod, thanks to their alliance with the alternate, or should I say the original timeline Creek. But the victory brought a stark realization. since episode 12, they were playing an alternate timeline versions of their characters. Yes, on episode 12 of this campaign, the focus switched and the story started to be told from the point of view of those that were members of the second timeline. And the situation now is it's quite peculiar. Turns out that the originals and the alternate versions, just 10 minutes apart in time from each other, are still out there and possibly gunning for the same goal. After some downtime, after meeting in the necro tree and after taking some downtime to feed their phylacteries, strategize, and whatever else the Liches do when they have some free time, the party starts to prepare their next move. The stakes are now higher than ever. It turns out that they figure out they have 5 pieces of the same rod. Yes, because with 2 timelines merged together, as you can see, there are you see there the characters they're holding, each one a piece of the rod. We have the timeline where the pink characters are coming from, and the timeline where the white highlighted characters are coming from. There is a little bit of a mix between Volkar from the first timeline, Krieg from the first timeline, with Drazov, Midge, and Cyril from the second timeline, all of them having together 5 pieces of the same rod. Then there is, of course, a wanted post for Kaz, as you can see there, Kaz from the first timeline, who apparently has 2 pieces of the rod, and now the party has to figure out a way to trap Kaz or to get that piece of the rod back. Let's hope they thought about that. They had about a week to think about that, and let's see if they come up with a strategy to deal with Kaz and collect those 2 remaining pieces of the rod. But as you can see, that the stakes are higher than ever, and now I guess we're gonna figure out, will the timelines start to fully merge and become one if they're already not? And what will this mean for the left-hand horrors? Will Vecna's shadow loom larger now with every passing moment, and the race for reality's fate grows tighter by the second? Well, now, Liches, let's sharpen your wits, prepare your spells, and brace for the horrors ahead, because there's quite a ride there for you guys. And let me show you the audience how the race of the rod currently stand. So as you see, there are 2 rods. The party, a mix of parties from 2 timelines, Medj, Drazov, and Cyril from the second timeline or they were called, sorry, not the second timeline, the inspired design timeline. They have been they collected 3 pieces of the rod after a quick switch between Drazov and Necrolumpa last session, and they have 3 pieces of the same rod. Volkar and Krieg from the original timeline have the other 2 pieces, and then Kaz from the original timeline has the Astral Sea and the Primus pieces for Mechanus, although the Primus one is only 99% confirmed. I guess we're gonna know once Cyril from the first timeline eventually comes back from Mechanus. Well, the second timeline, well, the second rod, the one in the bottom, who cares, right? That's not your problem. That's tomorrow's business. It turns out that Kaz there has 3 pieces of the rod. That is, Volkar from this timeline has the same piece as the other one. And now Necrolumpa has a piece of the rod from the other timeline, as she took the deal the party proposed. So on that note, if you are following up on this race, let me bring you guys, or the 2 of you, to back to the necro tree where you having some fun there. Now that the 2 of you,
not daunting at all.
No, not at all.
You told us this is one of the biggest decisions and things we're gonna have to do, and there's only 2 of us.
Yeah, very much. I guess you guys are gonna have to figure out how you're gonna pull it off, because you arrive at the necro tree and then you look around and there is no one here. Did you get the day wrong? What is happening?
Anybody home? Anybody home? Knock, knock.
Yes, I am here, but where is everyone else?
I have no idea. I mean,
This is when we did agree to meet. Now, yes.
yeah, as far as I know.
Sometimes I get lost in my work and I lose track of days or decades or whatever.
Yeah, and Cyril, he's just, can't rely on him for time, can you?
Yes, fashionably early as always.
Yeah, I'm sure Creek is off entertaining someplace. I don't know what to do.
What about the little floating crystal guy?
Oh, yeah. Where did he go?
Well,
Crystal
he went with Creek, his BFF, I guess, and both of them have not returned yet.
Ah, a little peace without him around. Not bad.
Yes, no doubt he is out trying to sell us out to the highest bidder.
So, any ideas on what we should do?
It is a bit of a conundrum. I mean, with this Crown of Lies, Cass is going to be very difficult to locate.
I mean, that's the thing. We briefly talked about having him locate us. What if one of us took off our little amulet?
And Midge shows the amulet against proof of detection.
If we took off one of these, then he would probably come to us. But then I don't know what to do after that. What do you think, Vokar?
Or he would take that off and we would have Mr. Sunfall or Necrolumpa or even the other Drazov on top of us. The original Drazov, the one that is not the inspired design one. We could attract the wrong enemy.
Okay, now which one are you?
Well, I'm
She points at Vokar.
clearly the original Vokar, the only one that matters.
Okay.
Now, Midge, only one of the Volcars made fun with the fact that you guys are cheap knockoffs, so this is the one you don't like.
This is okay. All right.
That is one that is from your timeline that seems to be fine with you, and then there's this one that seems to think that his timeline is
So we're less than perfect.
yes, his timeline got the bare version of the DNA. That's what it's implying.
All right, Midge, I like your plan, but I'd like to make a slight addendum.
Yeah.
We have Volkar drop his wards against detection, while we hide safely and in a demi-plane, so we cannot be detected. And then, when whoever comes for him, we can spring out and surprise them all at once.
Oh, sure. Of course, I'm definitely gonna volunteer to be a bait, particularly because I have the Whisper one, the Mother of Dragons, coming after me.
Yes, that sounds very much like what I'm suggesting.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna fly, buddy. I have way too many important things in this little head of mine. Without me, there's no chance you guys are gonna defeat Vecna. Also, you have no idea what to do with the rod anyway.
I mean, he does have a point.
Well, I mean, once we have it, we can worry about that then.
Oh, that sounds like... Yeah, that sounds like indeed something Tracer from the alternative timeline would say.
Again, I have no idea what you're talking about. The Thrift nor the Duplicitous is one of a kind.
Okay. I believe that you believe in that. Let me... So, where are the others? I thought we had set up time and date, and they're supposed to be here.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, this is shaping up to be an excellent coordinated plan when we can't rely on these liches.
I guess it's a shopping episode.
Well, you've, or perhaps we're gonna have to do the best we can with the liches we have.
Oh, this is mildly frustrating. Because with only two of us, I don't know if I can talk in this voice for the whole session.
Well, yeah, I can tell you, Midge. And Midge, you and Drazov can roll an investigation check.
Please.
Let's see if there's something Volkar said that is tingling.
Throw us a bone. Investigation?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 13 for Drezl.
Yeah, 12. Investigate. I mean, insight. You told me insight. That would have been better.
Yeah, if I had told you insight. No,
Come on.
this is a deduction.
Okay.
The two of you, there's something, but it was a low DC. The two of you have something been tingling on your mind that, you know, it took you a while to process, but he just called Vecna the mother of dragons.
Oh, I thought he was talking about someone different.
Yeah, I assumed that he was saying,
I heard him say that.
Yeah, that he was talking about two different people that were after him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was he?
Back up a moment there, Volkar. Just what did you do to anger Tiamat? Exactly.
Who?
Tiamat, you said you were being hunted by the mother of dragons. If I am not
Yes.
mistaken, that is Tiamat. Side heads.
I don't know who that is. I know Vecna is the mother of dragons.
No. Is Tiamat not in this timeline? Oh gosh.
Wait, you don't know who Tiamat is?
Never heard of it. Is it like some kind of a subject of Vecna? Someone's aunt?
No, from the timeline that we're in, Tiamat is actually the mother of dragons.
Never heard of any... Look, the myth goes, the primordial times, Vecna fought Bahamut for ages. And at the end, after a very long fight, Overgod intervened and banished, and managed to banish Vecna into the Nine Hells, where he became quite good friends with Asmodeus, and created all the chromatic dragons. That's why he's known as the mother of dragons.
Okay, what does Vecna look like to you?
Well, when I used to work for him, he used to be a very ugly lich. Like one of those liches that have decayed for millennia. And, he puts a lot of decoration. He has, like, all sorts of, like, beautiful crowns and gold. And I must say, he really dresses for royalty. But no matter how you can put all the gold in the world on top of you, and at the end of the day, I'm still gonna see a lich wearing it.
So Vecna is not a dragon. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's not a dragon, but he did create all the dragons, all the chromatic ones, and Bahamut created the metallic ones. Oh,
This
that's
is all clearly not.
ancient lore, of course.
Oh, yeah, this is all messed up.
Yes. And he claims that his timeline is the one that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. It doesn't make sense for the mother of dragons to not be a dragon. And I mean, listen, I'm all for gender fluidity, but to be the mother of dragons, typically, I mean, you gotta be female?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get too political. I don't want to get too political here, but
Well,
I think I can help clear things up. Let me draw you a picture. And he pulls his quill and a piece of parchment. He touches the quill to the parchment, and it instantly across the parchment there spreads a drawing, a very elaborate, lovely drawing of the dragon Tiamat. He shows it to Vokar. This is Tiamat. Do you understand the whole concept here?
Oh, yeah, looks like a very creative drawing of a hydra. Then mix of a hydra and a dragon. Very interesting. Well, Mitch, you see, when they call him the mother of dragons, it doesn't necessarily mean he birthed all the dragons. It just means that he was their creator. It's kind of maybe it's a concept that don't exist in your timeline, but we call it figurative language.
oh no, I get that. Thank you for the grammatical lesson.
Well,
All right. Well, we're getting distracted, so we'll just put that one to the side and deal with it later.
in any case, you said that both timelines have merged together, and they're now only one, and that's why I have to see myself walking around and pretending to be me. So
Yeah. Have you seen me recently? The other me?
no, Midge. Wow, it's been a long time I haven't seen Midge. She went into this quest, but, well, you know yourself, sometimes you get lost in your dinners with Zagat Moy.
Yeah, that does kind of sound like me. Having a nice mushroom soup, with the
Perhaps
side
you found a
of,
nice log to relax in.
Yeah, sounds kind of good. A nice little bud bath.
I have, yeah, there are a lot of things. I must say I'm not completely comfortable in this timeline, and that includes you, Drazov, because I must say, the last Drazov I saw was an apprentice of the Whisper One and the Mother of Dragons.
There you go talking nonsense again. How many times must I tell you? There is only one Gelmetrion the Gelatinous. Only one. Not two. One.
Well, I can see someone's gonna be very surprised when they meet. Their other selves. Believe me, I thought the same about me, Drazov. So, what is the plan then? I feel I'm somehow I'm getting the short end of the resources here. I wonder if the other Vokar has gathered the rest of the party.
Yeah, this does kind of suck. I actually agree with you on this one.
Above the table, my plan was to see how much time we could waste until Creek gets on.
Yeah, I have no idea what to do. The only
Because-
thing that I posted in the last week was the removing one of the amulets to see if we could get him to come to us. But other than that, I have
think it's a good plan.
not a clue. I have no idea what to do.
Do you
But,
have
like,
do
doing
you
that plan
know anyone
without-
who might know where he is? I mean, I know that I know enemies of Kaz. They might be looking for him as well. Includes Strad and Vecna. Have you thought perhaps trying to contact someone on Vecna's side? Yes, I mean, I've played a double spy for a long time in my life and in my unlife, and I've sometimes we pretend we switch sides, and we play alone so we can use someone else's resources to do the job for us.
If anyone could do it, Drazov, you used to be his right-hand man. His
What are you
apprentice.
talking about?
Well, according to Vokar, this Vokar, you used to be, in his timeline, you were Vecna's apprentice.
This is the
So-
same Volcar who thinks that Vecna is the mother of dragons, yes?
I know. Remember, we're putting that one off to the side. We're dealing with that later.
Okay, very well. Okay, so we'll accept this ridiculous theory for now, conditionally, though it is clearly nonsense, but simply for the sake of argument. Who would be the best one to... Which of Vecna's allies would be most likely to be easily deceived? Seem to help.
Well, I hear there's this new kid that can be somewhat gullible called Mr. Sunfall. Didn't you guys meet him before?
We've met him a couple times. That's what. Well, you mentioned his name. That if we took off one of our amulets, that Sunfall might come to us. So, I mean,
He came
What
after
kind
the
of
party
work?
a few times, yes.
yeah.
Yes, it has not gone well in the past.
Well,
So then, should we try and have Drazov contact Sunfall?
well, it might work, but you also told me that in your timeline, now there are two timelines merged in one, but Necrolumpa was the one that is an apprentice of Vecna, and that's why you have Drazov here. So if that is the case, then wouldn't he... You gotta make sure you're contacting the right Sunfall.
And how do you suggest we do that?
Well, I guess it's a gamble. It's like when you try to contact Creek and ended up being the one closest to us.
I don't know. I'm at a loss right now.
Yeah, I think it sounds like our best bet is to have everybody, hide. Again, I'm thinking like nearby demiplane. But I don't know if we have a way to communicate through that. Maybe Vokar can help out on that front.
You want to
And
cast
then-
a sending spell? I can do that.
Well, that's
I mean-
sending is just an automatic like back and forth of 25 words, right?
Yeah.
So if we summon him and this goes wrong, then Grazolf needs backup to not get into a 2-on-1 fight against Necrolumpa and Sunfall.
Well, let's not summon him here. Let's go somewhere. I don't know.
No.
Safe. We're not harmed our secret base. I mean, there are not a lot of places like the Necro Tree in the multiverse. In fact, there's only one, and it's the only one of the very few places outside of domains of gods where Vecna cannot find you or read your mind or whatever the hell it happens when you pronounce his foul name.
Well, yes, I was not planning to summon him here. I am just thinking that if things go wrong, wherever we summon him, it would be nice to have some backup, you know?
Yeah, so above the table here, if we summon him somewhere that is, trees and rocks and bushes, somewhere like out in nature, I can basically get the trees and the rocks, everything around us. I can create a druid grove, and everything, the nature basically will be on our side. So that's one thing. I can animate 4 trees, grasping undergrowth. So there's a bunch of stuff that I can do if we're like in the middle of a forest.
All right, that sounds. I like that for the setting. I'm thinking also in terms of like, because if he shows up and you guys are there, like you and Vokar are there, that's going to be a dead giveaway that this isn't the right Drazolf.
Yeah.
But if you guys are just like invisible or something, I mean, Sunfall is a Lich. He's got true sight, so
yeah,
just hiding isn't gonna cut it. Or turning invisible.
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to think of like a way that we can like hide you in a Oh, hey, we got Creek.
Very well.
Hide.
We got
Creek, help!
we got Creek who is joining us now. So actually, guys, let's take an early break because I need to fix the image of Creek, who is the wrong image. Yes, and let's take a quick break. And that seems like the time for us to play Who's That Demon Lord?
Yeah.
Yay!
Great off. Do you want to go into the lobby and talk about this a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's stay here.
All right. Let's take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be right back, everybody. All right. Are we getting back? Creek, say something. I think I fixed your avatar.
I believe they're coming back. We got a plan in mind.
Very well, very well. All right. Okay. So, now that we have Creek and you guys are back, what is the plan now, guys? Oh, and of course, have you figured out which one is this Demon Lord? I bet you were just talking about that.
No, we weren't at all.
It kind of looks like a Pokemon.
Guess Mr. Many Wings?
Mr. Many Wings. This one.
It's Miska.
This one, the inspiration from the name came from old horror movies, old school horror movies. It's Pazuzu.
Nice.
So yeah, Pazuzu is also the name of the devil that possesses, or the demon that possesses the body of the girl in the Exorcist movie. So fun times. This was a deep cut in D&D as they take inspiration.
Gonna run out pretty soon.
Will I? They say there are infinite layers in the abyss, so maybe there are more demon lords. I mean, when I run out of demon lords, I start to go into the elder ones and
what, like grunt number 13?
Something like, or yes, or maybe I start to introduce the demons, not lords, the demon minions. Hey, this is indeed, this is Myconid number 1, Myconid number 2, Myconid number 3. You see?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. Okay, so let me bring you guys back to the necro tree, where the first thing you guys have to figure out is what is the creek that arrived there. In creek, I'm afraid you may have some dire news that you are carrying over to the party.
Is it news to die for?
Well, it seems that I'm sending to you.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is what you've discovered, Creek, in the days you were out. Let me bring you to the presence of the party. Oh, I guess was about time for us to see your face, huh? And Creek, you have no idea what he's talking about. You just saw him yesterday after a meteor crushed you. And by the way, Creek,
this is our creek. Okay.
By the way, Creek, you were still trying to figure out what the hell happened. Where did that meteor came from, or that comet?
Guys, I'm finally back. You know, life is like a journey where my soul just travels through. Hey, I have a quick question for you guys. While I was trying to get a snack inside that house, is there any reason... Did that devil outside destroy the house? All of a sudden, I just saw death. And then my life passed. But how are you guys doing? It's been a while.
I thought your life had passed a long time ago.
Sorry, yes, I mean Vokar, we were fighting some devil. I ran away into a house, and then the last thing I saw was just a flash.
In Cash?
That's who the thing was I was running away from? Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Vokar, he destroyed you with a comet. He just dropped it, right on top of you. Boom. Gone. And
I don't remember doing that.
You remember that little goblin creature? The one we fought in the astral sea? Well, yes, after Vokar destroyed you with a comet, it appeared and it looted your body. Just took everything.
This is why
it was brutal. Yeah.
That is why I avoided that little green nugget in the astral sea. He took all my stuff, even the thing with my signatures. You know how hard it is to replace that? How am I gonna get tossed to Strahd to sign that again? You see Creek with a spare outfit on, just to let you know that. He has a couple outfits in his lair of the same flashy clothes. Well,
and that's particularly bad to this version of Creek, who doesn't have a rod of 7 part, and it's now doesn't even have the all the cool stuff the other Creek had because it's been looted.
Where's the other Creek?
Good question. Where is the other Creek?
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
So you can refresh your character sheet, Creek, as it seems that you could use a shopping spree, maybe. Who knows? Or maybe you can use some of that stuff you've been carrying around and not wearing. But yeah, your lyre, your bracelet of rock magic, and the scroll of comment and the rod of 7 parts are not equipped in this character. even the shard of Exulian, it's not equipped in this character.
No, let me change my strength back up.
Oh yeah. This is also not the Greek who made the wish, because this Greek was dead.
I'll put this in my backpack. Oh,
Okay,
now
so
I
I'm
gotta
taking
read.
from this conversation that this is the wrong one. That's the inspired design Greek.
This is the one that is
Sorry.
not the imposter.
Volkar, have you been taking some particular things that mess with your mind? What do you mean by inspired design?
Well, I mean that there is we figured out there is a timeline where the original timeline as we correctly call, and then there is a timeline where this timeline is more economically challenged, and
He thinks that we're not as good as his timeline, Creek.
I don't know about that. You're the one who blew me up with the comment you said.
actually that was not me.
You.
That is not me, and that actually it goes together with my point. I believe the creatures in your timeline may be how can I say, a resource-friendly version of the ones in the original timeline.
Oh, can we not have this conversation again, please?
Well, whatever it is, you're choosing to partner with us over whoever the originals were, so we must have better value. Anyway, I need to go find more stuff.
Well, I assume you don't have the piece of the rod with you, right? Because you were
No, I never did.
Yeah. So this one is particularly useless to us. Where is the other creek?
I don't know.
I take out my right hand. Oh, you want to speak with righty now, or do you want lefty? I can show you which one, Vokar.
By the way, so what is perhaps here's an idea. Perhaps we can use this creek as bait.
Go on. Is this part of your plan?
Oh, that's pretty much Drazov's extension of Drazov's plan. We take someone of us, take the amulet off, and go see if the right enemy comes along. I guess it's fishing. Let's call it where you are the bait.
But this creek doesn't have the amulet because he
Yeah.
was
He
stripped
doesn't-
of everything.
I don't have anything on.
So we don't need to take the amulet off of him because he already doesn't have one.
I only have a studded leather and nice clothes. That's the only thing I have at my lair before I came back here.
Oh, okay. So
rapier.
perhaps
And a-
perfectly, we should we should get rid of them.
I don't know what's
So-
going on, guys, but I might want to wish this away.
Can we? Well, it's up to Creek. Are you willing to be bait?
Well, I dove into a pool of acid. I apparently got blown up by a comet.
It's kind of your legacy at this point.
Well, there's already a different creek doing things. Anything to get rid of Vecna. Besides,
Do you
Or-
need some gear?
if I'm gonna be bait, I'm already gonna lose my gear
She
again.
pulls out. Oh. Well, that's only if you die.
Well, if you die and your body is immediately looted.
Yeah.
Well, usually when something is bait, they're sacrificing themselves. I've heard stories of this.
Yeah, but we won't let you die. I mean, at least we'll try not to.
She pulls out armor of fungal spores, breastplate, medium armor. Can you wear medium armor?
I cannot. The funny thing, when you say that, I won't let you die. Creek thinks about the time he got chopped in half by that paladin. Or
Yeah. I wasn't there though. I was
You were not
outside.
there?
I was outside picking flowers.
Yeah, I've got a few things that might help.
How about some boots of levitation?
And Creek,
Guys,
you have a DM as well.
Do you want some boots of levitation? I'm not wearing them.
Ooh, it would be fun to float around.
She hands them over to you.
Oh, thank you, Mitch.
Yeah, I've got this useful hat. It will make you less obvious. And take this ring. It may help you survive for a little bit.
Oh.
And he holds out a ring of evasion and hat of disguise.
Ring of evasion, hat of disguise. By the way, guys, speaking of the other Vokar, there's actually some news on it. The one you called the inspired design. They were discovered. When we went to Sigil.
Yeah?
The not so legal portal by what were their names? Tasha. What was that woman's name? Alessandra. No, Illustrial.
Yes.
Well, I caught wind that the Lady of Pain has discovered them, and their use of that illegal portal.
Oh, how coincidental! How coincidental!
So it looks, unless we go find them, and you are the only Vokar we have.
So you are saying that the Lady of Pain has put Tasha, Illustrio, and the other version of me into a maze?
Yeah, you were right about that. That if when the other you spoke to them, saying if the Lady of Pain found wind, the punishment would be severe.
Well, I just find it the timing is just uncanny. You guys defeat Miska and an ally of Kaz.
By the way, Creek, Miska's now a puppy dog.
Ooh.
With extra legs.
I wonder if I can get his paw print on my new instrument.
Well, I think you actually got the other one got Miska's autograph.
I did. It didn't. It was inclined to take the deal. If Miska would, and then Miska, after swearing fealty, Miska would sign them.
Okay.
Well,
Understood.
That's something I can respect in my other me. We both like to have famous people on our instruments. Oh, but meeting Miska. Man, that sounds so much better than Lolf.
Well, so if that happened, that means Kaz must have slipped the information somehow until it gets into the ears of the Lady of Pain. And that means the Sanctum is not a safe place for us to return, for obvious reasons. The moment we stepped in there, we might have the Lady of Pain above us. But we need to find...
Yeah, especially you. Because the other you, is in the maze. So if we went back to Sigil, then that'd be bad for you.
Huh. Well, perhaps. Although people say that the Lady of Pain put you in the maze and there's no way out, but if you do come out, she doesn't put you there back again unless you do another transgression. but no one ever came out, so I guess we can't really test that theory.
I mean, you could be the first.
There is someone else in Sigil that might be willing to help, although he's a bit of a politician and I don't really like him. It's another Lich.
Doesn't that Vokar have the piece of the rod we need, guys? If I recall, he was holding one of our pieces.
No, that would be me.
Oh.
Does he have the one that matches with us?
Yes. So
This Greek is unaware of who has the rod because of how far back I died.
So
No,
Drazov
he doesn't.
The Vokar from the other timeline, which is now lost. Let me put an X there. That had a piece of the rod, which does now puts the second rod as a problem, because if you guys need to recover the second, yes, the one at the bottom. If you guys need to recover pieces of the second rod, or you ended up recovering pieces of the second rod, without Vokar, that probably puts that problem into question. Let me put here, in a maze, because that creates a big issue, as it means that the second piece of the rod, the second rod, cannot be completed. Now, that can be good news or it can be bad news. Depends on if you are a glass half full or glass half empty kind of person. If Vokar is in a maze, that means neither you guys nor Kaz, who had more pieces of that rod, can never find the other pieces of the rod, because Vokar has exactly the next piece that Kaz needs. And it turns out that he can't complete the rod, even if he finds the other pieces with Necrolumpa. So that blocks one of the Kaz from having all the pieces of that rod. And turns out you have the right Vokar with you, not the right Creek right now. So you are in. This is actually a bad news that comes with a silver lining, which is you guys are probably closer to get a piece of the rod than Kaz and Vecna at this point, because you have the most important piece, which is the unique one that your Vokar is holding right now. And on that note, Vokar, not being at all stupid, he says, "So, if that is true, then it's more important than ever that I'm not endangered. If we lose my piece of the rod, then hope is lost."
So we need to protect you. That's what you're saying.
Well, I would say I will have to stay away from the fight. The last thing you need is Kaz somehow getting the jump on me and managing to get a piece of the rod. Not that I think that he will, or that I'll be this much of an inspired design type of creature, but I will not let him I'll not let him take my piece of the rod that easily. In any case, I think for the sake of prudence, I now have the most important piece of the rod, which is the only one there's only one accessible copy of it.
What I'm hearing is that you are the juiciest worm with which to bait the hook, so to speak.
Yes,
the most effective bait.
Yes, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm not the most effective bait.
if you use me as bait, which I'm not going to allow you to do, I
look at Vokar.
You look at Vokar and Crick, you cut off.
Just with like that face when he says he's not going to be used as bait, while Creek is going like, oh yeah, we'll use Creek as bait. I think he
well, you see, Creek, I'm now, as it should have always been, a unique creature in this merged timeline, while we kind of have a spare, and it turns out that this version of you is the spare.
Okay, Vokar, I can understand that. You're not getting my signature, though.
I can live with that.
All right, so, we gonna do this, or just sit around and talk all day?
So, what exactly is the action plan?
Well, we go somewhere.
And as you're explaining, he heads towards the necro tree. He sits down, put his feet up, relax as he reclines and relax on top of the tree's roots, and he just sits there and looks. Yes, please keep going. As he's just chilling,
Right,
as he relaxing, as if he's saying, "Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here and relax while you guys do the hard work."
Okay, so we find a forested area. I cast a druid grove.
Very
Then
well.
the password, so you guys don't get attacked, will be bird. Bird is the word. It's always the word. All right? So, Creek, you're good at this. So, then I'm trying to figure this out. So, you can be there as well, and the trees aren't going to attack you. But then whoever shows up... Oh, wait, we're trying to get information, or we're trying to get a piece of the rod? What are we trying to do here?
I thought we were trying to get the next 2 pieces of the rod with Kaz.
Okay.
Yes, we need information on where
We
to
need
find
information. So then I don't need to cast Druid Grove, because we don't want to attack Sunfall, or we just need Creek to use his high charisma to get the information from Sunfall about where we might find cause. Is that correct? Above the table, is that what we're trying to do? So then
yes, that sounds correct.
So then I don't need to cast Druid Grove, because I don't want to have them immediately get attacked when they enter.
Right.
But if a fight ensues, it's best for Midge if we are in nature and not in buildings. So that's what I'm offering them.
What's the casting time on Druid Grove?
10 minutes.
Okay. By the way, Creek, do you want the Hat of Disguise and Ring of Evasion? I figure Hat of Disguise probably a yes.
I'll take those. That sounds like fun.
All right, you can go ahead and add those to your
levitation.
Thank
So
you.
you'll need at least an hour to attune to those.
Yeah.
Or no, you'll need 3. What else needs to be attuned? You need 3 hours?
Well, Ring of Evasion, Hat Disguise, and the Boots of Levitation all need to be attuned.
All right, so that's 3 hours. We'll need to wait.
Well, I can just play the bird is a word for you, whatever music you like while I attune.
Yeah. All right, so because I can't talk in that voice all the time, so above the table, what do you guys think?
I think it's a solid plan. We'll do it in nature, somewhere like in just a regular forest rather than in a Druid Grove. Well, okay, so question about Druid Grove. If someone is allowed in, can you as the druid who casts the grove, can you then decide, okay, this person is no longer welcome, or like I'm still going to command it to attack them even though they knew the password?
Let me
Or
share
is
it
it
on
strictly
VPT.
automatic?
Let me put it so you can see it.
So, Midge,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
near the place where you have your special place there in the abyss. Remember, there is that little gnome-like city of demonic gnomes that had been massacred by other demons in recent. I mean, you guys didn't even know that Vecna was the mother of all dragons, and now but anyway, but maybe you do remember this. You know, there's a village of gnomes in the layer of abysm close to your place, and
How do you know where my place is?
oh well, I have my means. I am a master spy after all. And
Wait. Time out. No, you don't.
No. You don't.
Midge,
You don't know where my lair is.
have you
Does he
been
know?
to your lair while carrying Volkar's crystal with you?
Oh my god.
Wait, has he been to my lair since that loot goblin stole my crystal?
I don't know.
I don't think he has, actually.
But that crystal is not from. Is that crystal from this Vokar or the other Vokar?
Well, there's another Midge with another crystal. Has that Midge gone to your lair?
Oh, I hate this.
Wait, this
Alright,
Vokar would know.
Okay.
Huh?
This Vokar would know Creek's lair because other Creek has the crystal, not this one.
And
Yeah.
and he says,
but don't worry, Midge. I won't tell anyone. All I'm saying is, there is a demonic gnome village that had been recently massacred near that region, and you know they have those crystals that hamper your druidic Zugitmoy poisonous growth mushrooms like power. And I mean, if you're going to go anywhere, I was thinking, since the village is empty now, perhaps you could use the place to hamper your druidic powers.
now Midge,
Sounds great to me.
the place
Yeah.
he's describing is this city where demonic gnomes used to live inside big mushrooms, and they used to grow their own houses. And they
The Smurfs?
well, kind of like these Smurfs, but the demonic version of them. And they
alright.
have been massacred by marauders from other layers of the abyss.
Okay.
But the crystal remains there in the center of their village that they built around the crystal, and the crystal hampers all the druid spells and druid powers cast around the crystal are cast to their maximum power.
Oh, so anything I automatically goes to the highest level it can be cast? Is that what you're saying?
Not the highest
spell
level,
like
the
that?
highest power. So it gives, if you cast a spell, gives max damage. Basically, the effectiveness of
Okay.
the spell
Alright.
is the highest, is maxed out.
Heard. Okay. But actually, I think in addition to that, I think I have. Excuse me. Nope, that's another character. Never mind.
So I was reading through the description of Druid
Druid Grove.
Grove, and what I'm thinking is, if we have Creek stand just outside of it when
Yeah.
we summon whoever it is that shows up, and if things go wrong, he just steps into it, just a little hop, skip, and a jump inside,
Yeah.
so that they have to pursue him in, and then they get instantly attacked, and we all pop in.
Okay, that works. That's kind of what I was trying to explain. But it looks like also everything obeys my commands as well. So I could instruct the Grove to, even though they don't know the password, to not attack. And then if things go bad, then I can tell the Grove to start attacking specific, or defend Creek, or could be the command.
Sounds good to me.
So, it seems that Kaz is already aware of what you've done to Miska, since there has been retaliation, and got rid of our little convenient hub of portals from Illustrio and Tasha, and even got rid of the other Volcar, although that was kind of a shot himself on the foot. Although this might not have been the same Kaz. Anyway, I wonder if the two versions of Kaz have met themselves, and I wonder if there are two versions of Vecna. I mean, perhaps the wish wouldn't affect the person who's casting the wish, and there is only one Vecna in this timeline, which would be a blessing, I must say. Anyway, there's not just Kaz after us. You also have Mr. Sunfall, and what I gather from what the other Greek was telling me, you guys made more enemies on the way. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Well, you actually
you make
didn't.
some, you lose some. It's all in the journey, really.
I don't know what enemies I have. I seem to be pretty okay. I know this is the creek that got hit by the comets, so I don't know.
Yeah, you can distinguish both because the other creek has a Landro following him around.
That's true. Yeah. But Necrolumpa was just fighting alongside of us. So there's a possibility that if she shows up...
Necrolumpa is... She's from my timeline, and she's very powerful. If she shows up, she will be a formidable foe. But but the Necrolumpa from my timeline, I know where she is. She is in a safe place. She went for the time being, she went after Cyril, who went to McKenna's, and we haven't heard from him in decades.
That's the Necrolumpa that was just with us.
Yes, the one that stepped into the portal when this Volcar created a gate for her.
Do we have a Necrolumpa then, from our timeline?
Yes, but she's your enemy. In your timeline. She's an apprentice of Vecna, and Drazov is in your party.
That's right, because they traded places.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to be honest. I really don't know what to do. So, we could sit here and talk about this.
Oh.
I feel like going to this gnome village in the abyss. I cast Druid Grove. Creek, you stand outside of the area that and if things get bad, you just step into the area, and we at least have the Druid Grove fighting on our side.
Yeah, or if if you're able to put it like a hold on the immediate attack, like to hold it off until you give the word, then
because
just call him directly inside the grove.
Yeah,
Say
it
the
says the
step.
Grove. It says the Grove Guardians. It says the Grove Guardians obey my spoken commands, no action required, that I issue while in the area. So if I'm in the area, I can tell them, hold off any aggression until I tell you otherwise.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's just go with the direction so we can do that.
Okay. So we go to the village. I need 10 minutes to cast Druid Grove. We have Vokar cast Sending to try and get Sunfall to
And
us.
Creek can use the Hat of Disguise to appear as Drazul.
Oh, they could see through True Sight on that though.
Yeah, they have
But I
True
could-
Sight.
Oh,
I
right.
could
I
do-
forgot that. True Sight
But
goes.
I could just use glibness, which means that you can't magically tell if I'm lying or not, and I get insanely high rolls.
Yeah,
because
we
I
just
never-
we need to figure out where cause is. That's the point. We're not trying to fight them. We just have the Druid Grove there, because in case things get bad, you can step in there and we have something else helping us.
So
in the
here's
fight.
my suggestion. If cars show up, jackpot. If someone from Vecna's team show up, Drazov can try to convince them that he caught Creek. I don't know.
Okay, so it'll be me and Creek in the Druid Grove to start with. So depending on who shows up will depend on how we play it.
Yeah.
I can totally lie that. You know, I have a good performance. Like I can fake it.
Okay.
Very well. It seems you have a plan. After all.
And then Midge, I will just have to hide behind a tree and try and be as stealthy as I can, because I can't use wild shape or turn into anything else because they can see right through it. So I'll just have to
stay low and pretend you are a mushroom or a rock covered.
because I have
We're good at that.
because I have to stay within the Druid Grove in order for them to obey my commands. Okay.
Out of character question. I got this for Legend since this Creek can cast Wish.
Hmm.
Since glibness is on self, would I be able to wish cast the 8th level spell glibness on Drazov if I do it as a wish?
Yeah, but that would be
Oh.
a
Off menu thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd get the.
you would
strength.
get
Even
Not
if
worth
it's
it.
Even if it's just recreating an 8th level spell, which that is fine within the confines of Wish.
yes, because you're not just casting the spell in a standard way. You're casting wish on behalf of someone else. So you're gonna have to define that the target of the spell is Drazov and not you, and that will change the spell. It's not a standard use. It's not wish casting.
Yeah. Then I think what I'll do is, do you have Mind Blink, Drazov? If not, I can give you Mind Blink so they can't read your thoughts.
I don't have it equipped currently, but I can swap out one of my other cantrips. Like, if Legend will. Well, you need what, 3 hours to attune to the items? So I can take a. Is it short rest or a long rest that I can swap out one of my cantrips on? Might be a long rest, but a long rest for a Lich is only 4 hours, so we take an extra hour. I can swap it out.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are taking your time, 4 hours, and then you're heading to.
We're gonna take 4 hours.
Yes.
Then we'll go to the village. Yeah.
The name of the village is Blightsmurf Burrow.
Lightsmurf Burrow.
Blightsmurf Burrow.
Do you mind typing that into Roll20 for me?
There you go.
Thank you. Lightsmurf. That's awesome. I love it.
And let's speed up. 4 hours have passed, and you can do the changes you want to your characters, and you took a rest. And now, let me bring you to Blightsmurf Burrow. As you arrive in this village, you see the signs of a recent massacre as you arrive here. and you can see that the village is abandoned. It's like a ghost town. It seems that it had been marauded, and you would think the plants would have been destroyed as part of the... But then, Midge, you remember that because of that crystal there in the center of the village, the plants grow really fast in here. So they regenerate, they grow really fast. That crystal has, while you are within the light of that crystal, all the plant powers and druidic powers tend to be hampered. So,
Okay.
Oh, whoa, mind blank is 8th level. For some reason, I was thinking it was a cantrip. My bad. Not a problem. I'll just swap at one of the 8th level.
So where are there trees? Are these trees?
yeah, they're plants. You can consider them trees if you make them overgrow.
Because it's a 90, yeah, because I can do a 90 foot cube.
Okay.
So,
are you heading to the center of the village?
Yeah, let's go this way. This feels good.
I mean, there's plenty of places that Midge could hide around here.
Yeah.
Oh, and just for the record, both Drazolf's Familiar and Manifest Mind are active.
Okay. Let me bring both of them to...
need an actual token for either of them unless we're in
Yeah,
contact.
they might come into play, so I'm putting them there for you.
Yeah. All right.
So now you got to figure out what is the area you want to affect, Midge.
Yeah, so is that not, that would be 90 feet then, right?
Yeah.
If we keep the crystal in it that way.
Yeah.
What do you guys think
All
of
right.
that?
Yep.
Hold that there. I'm gonna
Yep, I am.
Looks good.
flag that for you. There you go.
Okay. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
So in that area is where you're casting your druidic growth.
This is the Druid Grove, yeah. Any number of 5-foot squares on the ground with thick fog, making them heavily obscured. I'm not going to make it foggy.
You're not gonna make it foggy?
Yeah, let's go ahead and make it foggy.
Okay.
Grasping undergrowth. I can fill any number of 5-foot squares on the ground that aren't filled with fog. Okay, so I don't want to do the whole thing with fog.
Okay.
Let's do fog like here in front. We'll just do fog like in front of the building, in front of this building here.
Okay.
And then I can animate up to 4 trees. So do we want to call, like, put trees over here? These guys?
I think it'll give a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
This one right here. This plant here.
And maybe
There's
this
one
over
there. 2
The fourth?
there. Yeah, so down here, this one, the one right in front of the
Okay, so
house.
where's the fog? Is just in front of the house, you said?
I think we're just gonna put it in front of the houses. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah, just there.
All right.
And then we'll use that tree there, or that plant there. Will be animated. This one here
Okay.
will be animated. Do you want me to like mark them with a pen? Is that
Yes.
fine?
Yes, that's fine.
All right, this one here will be animated. This here will be animated. We'll do this group of things there.
Okay.
And we'll do this fern right here.
Okay.
Those are Grove Guardians. Same statistics as an awakened tree. Legend.
Awakened tree.
Yeah. From the monster manual.
Very well. Okay, I'm gonna bring them. I'm gonna bring that there in a second.
Okay. And then it looks like I can do a wind wall in 2 locations.
Yeah.
So where should I put wind wall, guys?
Well, where am I going to be bait at, quote unquote?
Up here in the front. I think putting you up here in the front. Like here. And then if things get bad, you just step into the grove.
Maybe the
Well-
window should be from behind, just in case something from behind gets us.
Aren't we supposed to be like it's gonna be both Drowsoff and Creek, right?
Yeah.
So so we probably want to have them both inside the grove to start with.
Okay.
And like because as long as you give the command not to attack intruders until
Yeah.
ordered, that should be fine. That way, if it's Sunfall, then we play it as though like I'm the other Drowsoff who is just like fighting Creek for the piece of the rod, and hey, help me out. Yeah, I've got the thing. Need to know where Cass is, sort of thing. If it's Cass, then we just attack.
Yeah. Well, I can do spike growth in 1 location. Let's put spike growth.
Do these need to be chosen all up front, or can
Yeah.
like
This
all,
is all part.
okay,
This is all
gotcha.
part of the 10 minutes. Yeah. So I can do spike growth in 1 location, or I could do two wind walls. Those are my
Maybe we
last
use
choices.
wind walls to try and help block the exits.
Yeah, I think wind wall has benefit just in case if there's like anything flying towards us, if there's anything like poison.
Yeah.
Not like poisonous, but like anything to obscure vision.
So maybe like over here and over here. I don't remember the exact like range on that because we've already got the tree guardian here.
Yeah,
to
I've got
help
a guardian
block
here.
exit from that way.
This is here. So like, I was thinking, like we could put a wind wall back, like here. Whoops. Like here. Whoops. Crap. I don't know. Do a wind wall. What's the? I've got to look it up.
So you want a spike growth and wind wall?
No, I can do one or the other.
Okay.
You guys just want to do spike growth in front of the house here?
This is a
back
village,
here?
guys. Their entrance is from every side of the map,
Yeah.
except the back
All right,
where you can see it's like a cave wall, massive cave wall.
All right, so let's do wind wall back here by the crystal.
Yeah, do that. So we
Yeah.
can
Okay.
at least if I
Two wind walls. What's the wind wall? 5e. 50 feet long. Ooh, goodness. 15 feet high, 1 foot thick. Good lord, 50 feet long.
Okay.
So let's do wind walls from the crystal this way. 50 feet
Okay.
along this backside. And then let's go just along here on the backside of the of this mushroom house.
Okay.
We'll leave
Yeah.
the crystal area. We'll leave the crystal area open. But we'll just wind wall along the edges to protect the backside. Does that make sense?
Good. Yeah. I think that sounds good.
So
Okay.
legend from the crystal, 50 feet to like that, to this building here.
Okay, give me one
Crystal to
second.
there.
So there.
No, back here. Yeah, but 50 feet. It'll go from the crystal to like there,
Yeah, like this.
pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
except it won't be over the crystal. It'll stop right here. Does that make sense? It's shorter.
It'll stop right here.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of 50 feet. It's close enough. And then do one, just mirror it on the other side. The same thing.
Very well. All right. You guys
I
ready?
think that's it. So the password the password is bird. Midge will command the guardians to not attack until I tell them otherwise. Midge is going to hide inside the well here.
And I'm assuming that we should all go ahead and say the word now.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
say bird, and just after I say that, I'll cast glibness on myself.
Actually, Midge can just hide inside this building. I'll just go inside here and wait.
Very
You
well.
hear as Creek will say, "Spell be made, truth be told. Whatever I say will be the law of my word." And I just cast glibness.
Very
Well,
well.
Wolf wanders over to the nearest tree guardian and just whispers into its ear, or toward its, into its trunk. Bird.
All right. Very well. You cast glibness, and Druid Grove is casted. And Drazov, you cast what? Mind blank. Drazen?
Yes.
Okay.
I am casting Mind Blank, which is there it is. Yeah, I did it quick.
Very well. I'm gonna put here. That means mind blank. All right. With that,
Wait, what's the big blue circle mod indicator on Drazel?
mind blank.
I thought that was the little cyan one.
Yeah, the cyan one is the blue. What other blue circle? I don't see other blue circle.
I'm seeing two indicators on him. One is blue, one is cyan. Am I the only one seeing that?
You are the
Yeah,
only
there's
one
only
seeing
two.
it.
I only see the cyan one. Yeah, that's all I see.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
All right, Midge,
Oh,
you
you
should
guys-
be able to control the tokens of the Guardians. And here are
I
you,
cannot.
preparing your first
Oh, there we
ambush.
go.
And look at that, guys.
Yeah.
They were
is
making
all
breakfast. Anyone hungry? There's some rotten eggs here with some...
Yeah.
there's some rotten eggs here. There's some sausages and bread, and there's some half-eaten meat here that has been rotting
Yeah.
for some time
With some blood.
with
Yeah.
some blood on it. No.
I mean, after Midge is pretty excited about this place. She's like,
This might be my new home.
And they forgot the pots in the fire.
they're
Look at
still
that.
boiling.
They're still boiling all this time. Oh, they were tossing a salad here. Look at that. Oh no, those are pieces of crystal. Oh, they were making stuff with this crystal. Look, they were making some potions and stuff. Look at that.
We'll explore this later.
Interesting place. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, so yeah, it seems. Now, guys, Craig, you take. You are no longer wearing your amulet, and I assume you.
He didn't have one.
I got stolen.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Taken. He doesn't have one.
So since you don't have one, I guess just a matter of time until someone shows up.
I guess.
Well, I guess-
drove.
Or Drazov can hand you his piece of the rod,
So,
and then as soon as it's in your possession, you'll be a great big old beacon.
Yeah. So to you guys, you can see through the fog. So you might want to step in front of the fog because this is heavily obscured to those that are not.
Don't go outside of the grove. So.
Not yet.
No, because we want to be together when things show up. That way, if or within like fighting range. So if it's Sunfall or Necrolumpa, we can look like we can pantomime a fight.
Can I like roll a performance to see how much I pretend that Drazov has me captured and I'm being mistreated?
By all means, yes, of course, by all means.
Dang it, Drazov! How'd you find me? It wasn't supposed to be like this. I thought you were on my side. But no, a Lich is always there for themselves.
Yes, well, you know what they say about me. I am 100% that Lich.
Are you guys just practicing? Is this rehearsal right now?
You just see like Creek pretending he's on the ground, looking like beaten and he's pretending like there's still some. I know there's a Lich that doesn't like the Whispered One, but I didn't expect you to betray me, and I believed everything you said. What is it for? Money? Power? You want the fire in your head to be bigger?
All of these things and more. You know how it is.
You know
it's nothing personal.
You know the candle that burns the brightest gets snuffed out first. He's gonna use you until he can't.
Yes, well, I am a very persistent candle.
Huh. You just light up the way for him then.
Exactly.
You just still see like Creek like pretending like struggling to get up. Drazov's not even like touching him. He's just on the ground.
Oh, legend.
Yeah.
Anything that's not in the fog is grasping vines, or the entangle spell.
Okay. So you have the entangle spell everywhere, basically.
That's not the fog. Yeah. Says I can fill any number of 5-foot squares on the ground that aren't filled with fog with grasping weeds and vines as if they were affected by an entangle spell.
I see. Okay.
I missed that one. They should really use
Yeah, I
bold
mean,
on
I'm
the-
starting to understand that the estimation of that it takes 10 minutes to set up this
Why it
spell
takes
is actually
10 minutes,
quite.
I know.
It's quite
It's
accurate.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, 10 minutes is actually quite fast. I would have done this.
Yeah. I mean, it's taken us like a half an hour.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and post it in VTT again so we can reference it because some other things have been, and I need to go ahead and cast it as well.
All right.
That.
Creek, you can roll a perception check.
I'm gonna use a lucky to re-roll that.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I use my inspiration.
Oh
to
my
re-roll that.
god!
Wow.
When I use my
Starting
inspiration.
well. Starting well.
Inspiration.
Yes.
If I rolled again, much better. I almost got a third one.
Wow. So, Krieg, you've noticed that there is You've noticed that you have like a chill up your spine, as if someone was watching you.
So Drazolf, as Creek is pretending to be beaten on the ground. Where are you taking me?
Well, first I am taking the rod, and then I am taking you directly to Vecna.
Uh-huh. I know he wants to finish me off like he did with my friends. Of course he would.
It is his way.
And Creek will still pretend to struggle by Drazolf's overwhelming presence.
As you guys are doing this display that pretty much only Midge can. It's the only person in the audience.
We're assuming someone's scrying on him.
Yeah, you're
Is what
assuming
we're
someone.
assuming.
Yes, someone. And the Creek, you think that someone might be scrying on you. It takes about a good part of half an hour for you to hear steps approaching. Almost as long as it took to cast this spell. And you guys.
And at this point, Drazolf's acting chops have like fully been exhausted. Like they were exhausted like 30 seconds in. So his performance is at this point even less than lackluster. It's just terrible.
And you see Mr. Sunfall. Well, for those of you who recognize him, approach. He says, "Oh, hey guys, how are it going? Oh, that place looks horrible. Look how many. Oh, wow, what are you doing in the middle of this jungle in Blightsmurf?"
I know it's not to your decorated tastes, but I know you could at least find some beauty to it.
Wow, there's
Sunfall.
so many
It is good to
vines
see
in
you
here. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna climb over. I'm just gonna climb over here, and he climbs on the ceiling here. And just so many vines on the ground.
Yes, do not mind them. They are of no consequence.
So
I
hey,
have this one
yeah.
defeated.
So you're not really Drazolf, are you?
I have no idea what you mean.
Well,
I am the same Gargamel of Smurfton that I have always been.
This son of a lich deceived me. I thought you were on our side, but apparently you're against us. Who knew you were actually serving Vecna?
Well,
now you really got a roll
Sunfall over
performance.
there, dude. Yeah.
With
The number-
glibness,
the num-
anything I do is... anything's 15, so that's a 33.
Excellent. And you can still roll a net one though. He looks at he rolled the net one. So he looks at you and says, "Wow, yeah, well, I guess that makes sense. Drazolf was always a follower of Vecna, as we know. He always wanted the Book of Vile Darkness. He always wanted to read that. He kept nagging the boss. You know, you should never nag the boss. It's bad for you, Drazolf. I don't know why you do that. But maybe now that you captured this guy, maybe you'll be back on the good side, huh? What do you think?"
Come on, Drazolf.
Exactly.
All right.
You must be silent. That is exactly what I was thinking. I mean, I will say to get the book. Must
Well-
be in the boss's good books.
Well, Drazolf, I'll tell you what. Since you've been on the wrong side of the equation, or perhaps you were just playing double spy, how about this? You throw the piece of the rod to me, and I'll put a good word with the boss for you. How about that, huh? Sounds like a good deal?
Oh, I see what you're trying to do. You are trying to take credit for my accomplishments, for my victory. I'm on to you, son Paul. Always the social climber.
Well, I wouldn't really do that. I would put a good word for you. I mean, cross my heart.
Yeah, you are a lich. Your heart means very little to me, or to you, or to anyone.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'll tell you what. I swear on my sister.
Can I insight him?
Yes.
I was just about to ask the same thing. Oh, that 20.
Very well,
20.
Drazov. You get inspiration out of that insight. Drazov.
I already have it. Priest, do you need it?
Yeah, I do.
All right,
So-
you got it.
The Drazov, something just comes to your mind. You don't know how you remember this, but Mr. Sunfall is a mortal enemy with his sister, who is a cleric of Chronapsis, and you just remember he hates her. So yeah, he's telling the truth that he's going to swear on his sister because he doesn't give a damn about her.
Yes, nice try again, son Paul. But I remember what your relationship with your sister is, and that does not carry any water here.
Yeah, just like when you told me about decorations, you said to break my mind.
Well, yeah. Okay. So what kind of deal can we make here? You give me the piece of the rod, which is what I came for. And I'll deliver the piece of the rod, and I'll put a good word for you, and you deliver Creek to the boss. What do you think?
How about this? Since I have already proven myself more than capable of recovering pieces of the rod, why don't you tell me where I can find what you know about the location of Cass, who has several pieces now. I will go get them and deliver them to the boss, and in the meantime, you come over here, you take Creek, and you deliver him to Vecna. And you make sure to remain to let Vecna know that it was I who defeated him, not you.
So do you
You
think
are
if
just the errand boy.
do you think if I knew the location of Kaz, I would tell you?
Well, as you say, I have been rather on the boss's bad side lately. But a social climber like you, I imagine you hear things. You might have some more recent intel. You could
Roll.
at least point me in the right direction.
Roll persuasion.
Yeah, of course, persuasion. Come on, net 20. Come on.
Oh my
Wow! Wow! You get inspiration out of that. Wow!
Anybody else need it?
Even
Yeah, Midge needs it. Midge
even
needs
the
it.
You got
audience.
it.
Even the audience. Wow!
I cannot believe that.
Back
Wow.
to back.
Like me with 2 nat 1s.
The
And he
cosmic
called it.
scales balance.
Very well. Very well. Good job. Good job. And it seems that he's convinced. He says, well, I might know something actually. I might know something about Kaz. I know his last location, but not because we managed to scry on him, but because I have my little spies everywhere.
And what do your little spies tell you about this last location?
Well, I think if I want to tell you, I'm gonna need a little bit of a gesture of goodwill.
Right, Drazolf is gonna grab Creek by the collar and kind of roughly foist him toward Sunfall.
I will
Maybe
performance just to
5,
aid
10
resolve.
Yeah.
Without Sunfall just suspecting that I'm helping him with that gesture. Or is that deception?
That is deception.
Should I also roll? Or okay.
But I didn't roll a 1, so 33 with glibness.
And Drazov, as you pull him, that's just Greek with the deception. As you pull him, even Sunfall's a little impressed. Says, "Oh wow, you're actually stronger than you look like."
Yes, well, it comes with the territory. Always being underestimated.
Do you
Always
have it?
overperforming.
All right. Creek, how about this? Don't resist. Bye-bye. And he casts banishment on you.
But wait! And then I just get banished.
You failed on purpose?
Yes.
Very well. And he banishes you and says, "All right. So I used the foul banishment from the book. You remember, right?"
Would he remember? Above the
Yes.
table?
Yes, the foul
Okay.
banishment is a variation of a plane shift spell that Vecna uses to the lackeys of Vecna use to shift people into a dungeon-like prison that Vecna holds,
Gotcha.
so that they can then methodically extract the secrets out of those creatures.
Oh, fun. Yes, of course, I remember you. Cool.
So,
Now,
Creek, yeah, good
come on.
luck.
Good information.
Best of
Been
luck
dead for a
there.
while. I don't have all the information.
Fair enough. You don't have all the information for the past few days, but you still have a lot of information.
If I cast people behind myself, will that save me if Creek thinks about that?
You can certainly try, but as you arrive in that dungeon, there might be some surprises for you there. As you find yourself in this closed white room, like a madhouse room, and then you
Oh, son of a
you
lich.
tap on the walls, and they're made of metal, strange metal.
I don't know if this is worse than death.
Well, Creek, roll an Arcana check.
Love it.
Very well. You have never seen this metal before. You have no idea what the hell is this. How did you end up in this metal box? But yeah, you can cast Feeble Mind on yourself. Is that what you want to do?
I'm gonna need a second before I decide on that. I'm gonna let Drazov roleplay for a second.
Okay. And Drazov, he says, good job, Drazov. There was a gesture of goodwill. So I'm going to tell you where I saw Kaz the last time. But I tell you what, if you find him, you got to share the credit with me, okay? Because you know what I'm trying to, I'm trying to look good for the boss. He's very demanding.
Yes, I understand. I will let him know that you were marginally useful.
Okay, so hear me out. I'll tell you where Kaz is, and then you give me the piece of the rod. Do we have a deal?
No, that was not the deal.
What was
The deal was that I would deliver the rod to Vecna. You would deliver the prisoner to Vecna. That was the deal that we just struck. And then I would go after Cat and get the other pieces and
But-
deliver them to Vecna.
So so you're coming back to the base?
Yes.
Okay.
After you tell me what you have promised. I
We're
made a goodwill gesture.
All
You
right.
must make one in return. Make good on your promise.
Okay, very
or
well.
we will have problems.
Very well. And by the way, Drazov, as he asks you, you coming back to the base, you've realized there is a slightly gap in your plan. You have no idea where the base is. To go back there.
That's why he's insisting on the information first.
And he says, all right, so I hear that Kaz was seen in Sigil. And he was trying to cut a deal in the mortuary with Facto Skull. And he was pretending he was more than kind. But well, turns out I know where Mordenkainen is, and he's not in Sigil, so we could deduce that's not Mordenkainen.
Above the table, real quick. What was the name of the first person that he just mentioned?
Facto Skull. I'm gonna put here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
You can roll an Arcana, Drazov, for that name, because it's a very well-known Lich.
Can I see how much Midge of this conversation Midge is picking up inside?
You can hear everything, Midge.
Okay.
You're just there on the window, and he's standing on top of the roof of the other one.
Okay.
Drazov, another nat 20. Wow. Okay.
Creek, if you need more inspiration, got it waiting for you.
I already have it, but I might need it after what's going to happen to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We bank that for Creek.
You can't bank that, unfortunately. Facto Skull is the current facto of the Heralds of Dust and the only leader that the faction has ever had. So the Heralds of Dust is the name of this faction in Sigil that takes care of all of those. They take care of the mortuary of Sigil, and they take care of everybody who dies in Sigil, because, well, if you die in Sigil, your soul doesn't just leave the place and heads to an outer plane. So they need a mortuary to treat the souls. The legend holds that, other than the Lady of Pain herself, Skull is Sigil's oldest resident. He was the first creature to live and die in the City of Doors. He is a stoic Lich who controls a very powerful artifact called the Orrery of Souls that sends souls to all places in the multiverse from Sigil. He is an old Lich, so old that he barely has his body. His body has decayed. He uses all sorts of artifices to all sorts of workarounds to keep his body floating and functional. He has existed for eons, and yes, he's a very well-known Lich, notorious across the factions of Sigil, and even outside Sigil, he's well known as one of the oldest Liches in the entire multiverse. He also controls the spirit sump, which is this massive pool that once Vecna tried to get control over. Is a pool of souls, and it's a massive pool of souls of those who died in Sigil, and those are the souls that eventually he forward them to the right place. But this is a massive resource, and that's why because Vecna once tried to take control of the Spirit Sum. He tried to consume all the souls of the Spirit Sum in order to make himself a god. But the Lady of Pain intervened, and
like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Exactly. So he tried to use that to make himself a god. but the Lady of Pain intervened, and he was banned from Sigil. But it turns out that he was banned from Sigil because the Lady of Pain turned him into a quasi-deity, and well, deities cannot be in Sigil. That's the rule, and with that, he was banished. And that attempt of Vecna to take Facto Skull's pool of spirit sump is something you heard is a key moment in the history of Vecna, because he's been trying to become a god for so long, and when he finally managed to enter Sigil, and he had access to that, he couldn't really consume the spirit sum, but the Lady of Pain gave him kind of an even better gift, maybe by accident. She turned him into a quasi-deity, and from there he was a step closer to become a god, and that's how he's now a Lich god with his plans. So, and that's how you have heard of this Facto Skull, which is a very old Lich who has something very interesting that he controls, that many Liches would love. Can you imagine how fat you would get eating all those souls, Drazov? Your phylactery would never be hungry again. So yeah. So when he says that Cass was seen heading to Facto Skull, well, Facto Skull is in fact an enemy of Vecna. Because, well, what Vecna tried to do, it made him look really bad in front of the Lady of Pain. So it's no wonder Cass is trying to gather the help of Facto Skull in order to try and perhaps do something against Vecna. And that was the last time. Now, that matches with... you know that this information is likely true, because that matches with the fact that you just deduced earlier on the conversation with Volkar, that Kaz likely, ratted out the illegal portal Alustrio had in her sanctum, and that's why she's in a maze with Tasha and the other Volkar at the moment.
One more question out of character. In regards to the whatever the banishment thing was, what is it? Dark banishment?
Yes, the foul banishment.
Foul banishment. Okay. Is that something like I'm assuming that if Drazov is familiar with it, he would know, like, if that spell ends, is stopped prematurely, like before its duration runs out.
The duration is 1 minute, but you are not in initiative, right. So that goes very fast.
Right. I'm just checking to see, but that's still, if it's cut off before the before that minute runs out, then that would bring Creek back. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, his concentration. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he was just told about this information. All right. That sounds useful. At least now I have a place to start. And on that note, he's going to cast Dispel Magic on the foul banishment spell.
Okay. And the moment you make a
he's going to subtle spell that.
Subtle spell? Very well.
Yes.
Good call. As you cast the spell magic, what level are you casting the spell magic?
What level is foul banishment?
No.
The regular banishment is 4th.
The regular banishment is 4th. The foul banishment, you have no idea.
Oh, all right. Well, go big or go home. I've already used an 8th level slot. Let's go for 9th.
Gonna cast the spell magic at 9th level. Very well. That will definitely dispel. As a subtle spell, you dispel the concentration, and Creek, you were in that room for just a brief moment of time, and suddenly, boom, here you are back. And Mr. Sunfall says, Ah, that's
Whoa.
a shame. I thought you were
What?
really... I thought you were really on our side now. Oh, I guess you tricked me. Well, now I'm gonna have to defeat you and your friend and take the both of your heads back to the boss so I don't look stupid.
Wait, what? He's not on my side. What are you talking about?
And you can click on your token and roll initiative. Because at this point, no matter how good is your performance, he's not believing you.
Oh, could I use inspiration to re-roll that?
Sure.
Oh. There we go. That's better.
Very well. And, alright. And Creek, you're the first one to act in this turn. What would you like to do?
Oh, Creek knows I'm not going to be able to, like, what's it called? Lie my way out of this, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Alright. Let me look at my spells for a quick second. I didn't expect to have combat so fast, actually. Well, I am going to... As bonus action, I'm going to use my unsettling words on Mr. Sunfall.
Okay.
And then I say, you know, all of your friends and your lackeys, they're going to betray you, one day. They've been planning it for ages. You may not know when, but your back is always going to be a target.
Oh, I believe you.
Oh, thank you. Does that mean I can still roll the d12?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. So for his next saving throw, he's going to need to subtract 6.
Very well. Creek,
And
what
then I'm
else?
just gonna-
What else are you doing?
I'm just gonna move behind it here into the mist. I said, I need a break after that. I do not want to be back into that think tank or whatever that place is called. And as an action, since it's a somatic component, I'm gonna cast Psychic Scream on Mr. Sunfall.
Very well.
And let's see, I'm going to use my boon of high magic, not high magic, boon of spell recall, so I don't expend the 9th level spot.
Very well.
And he needs to do a DC 20 intelligence save with a -6.
Well,
Take 48.
first he's gonna attempt to counterspell, of course.
Oh, no worries. I can also counterspell that back and be like, no.
All right,
don't do
so
that.
that's a 9th level. Are you counterspelling his counterspell at 9th level? I'm gonna roll his check for the counterspell first.
Actually, yeah, do that.
Yes, his counterspell is gonna be successful.
I'm going to counterspell at the 3rd level and do a roll.
All right, go ahead.
Charisma. And successful.
Very well.
I play
So
my guitar, and I'll be like, no way! Just let the spell work, Mr. Sunfall.
and you've
No way, Jose.
you start casting Psychic Scream. You notice he start to counterspell immediately. You counterspell his counterspell, and now he got to do an intelligence save, DC 20, right?
With -6 to his save.
With -6. Very well.
Which for a wizard, that shouldn't be that hard.
And DC 20 with -6, he passes.
Alright, he takes half damage and he isn't stunned.
He isn't stunned.
He is not stunned.
Very well.
And then I will just use the rest of my movement to go right here by this nice tree. and just relax on the wall here, just playing a tune.
Okay. And
that'll end the-
very well. That's the end of your turn. Drazov, what would you like to do?
Okay, so Drazov is going to look at Mr. Sunfall and oh, come on, roll. Why is that not roll? All right. For some reason that's not working. But he's casting Psychic Whispers, so he looks at Sunfall and his whispers turn into psychic energy that ripples through the air and reaches into Sunfall's brain and tries to just squeeze his mind. I don't know why that's not rolling, but he gets to make an intelligence save. It's okay, that's a psychic attack, so that's a 20 plus 9. I don't know why that's not rolling.
What is the DC?
It's not telling me what the DC is.
What is your casting? Psychic Whispers, right?
Yeah.
That's your
rolled an 11 to
that's
hit.
your Lichdom ability.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it is the DC is 15.
Attack, it's 15. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't specify on the
It's in the text. Intelligence saving throw DC 15 if you go in your features and traits.
Okay, I'm looking at it on the actions page, and it just says intelligence saving throw. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, it's there on the in the features and traits page.
All right. So and yes, it's because it's your it's based on your charisma. Very well. So you got to do a DC 15 intelligence save, which he passes easily.
Okay.
And
wait, is he still affected by the by that -6 from Greek?
It's only on the next saving throw.
For one save.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
I already
Okay.
used it.
So he looks at you and says, "Really? Are you just trying to use Lich powers on me? Do you think that's gonna work?" That guy was just screaming.
Yes, he figured it was worth a shot. What can I say?
Oh, I
With
guess.
that, he's going to let's see. He's gonna move 30 feet over to here, and as a bonus action, he's going to move his manifest mind. Come on. There we go. Right on up next to Mr. Sunfall. Oh, and I forgot to roll for Clausel's initiative. Let me do that real quick. Wow, not one. Okay, so he's at the end.
He's at the end. Very well. You rolled the manifest mind, though. Let me add.
I rolled it from Clausel's page. I don't know why it showed up as manifest mind. Manifest mind
Is the
doesn't
one?
get
Is the
a-
token you have selected? That's why. All right.
Oh, I see. My bad.
Okay. So, as you just give me 1 second. What is happening here? Roll 20. Come on. Very well. Okay. As you cast that spell, it doesn't work, and it says not spell, sorry, that ability, it doesn't work. He looks around, he assesses the battlefield like a good Vecna trained Lich would do. And he sees your manifest mind coming to him, and he is going to misty step 30 feet this way to the other side, And Midge, roll a stealth for me. As you're hiding inside the house, but you have advantage on this.
$13. I'll use my inspiration to reroll again.
Okay. The number to beat is it's a 12 actually. So I'm
Alright,
rolling
well.
really low today. All right. So
17.
he looks around. He doesn't see anybody else, and he says, "Okay, guys. I don't know how you managed to create all this entanglement here, but I guess I'm gonna have to make this fun." And it says, "You kind of inspire me, Drazov, to use this." And he casts dispel magic. And Midge, remind me, what is the level of the spell?
Well, okay, so when you dispel magic, you can choose one of
the effects.
Components.
Yes, one of the components. Yeah, I imagine that. So as such, so he's going to dispel magic. He's going to dispel magic the fog.
Okay, so then the fog just. From
Very
what
well.
I understand.
But what is the level? The level is 6th level,
that's
right?
what yeah.
All right. So he needs to make a roll first.
Yeah. Yeah, 6th level.
Okay. Yeah. He attempts to dispel. He casts the spell magic. He attempts to dispel, but I'm rolling so low today that he couldn't dispel the bloody fog.
Wow.
Okay.
And he tries to dispel the fog, and he's like, that's strange. This must be something broken with my wand. Okay. I guess since I can't dispel it, I guess we're gonna have to go with it. And
Can I make a deception check real quick?
he can't see you, so how do you want to deceive him?
I'm gonna yell at him. Nice.
Go ahead. I just have to drink some
this
water.
Is what you get. This is what you get when you try to steal my prisoners and my glory. I am on to you, son Paul. I told you this. You will not steal my favor with Vecna.
You're just jealous. You know you're just jealous. You're just because I have more potential than you do. I'm better, and I'm more valued by our boss than you are. That's clearly why. You're just butthurt.
You cannot even dispel fog. I mean, what kind of a lich can't dispel fog? It is fog. A strong wind can dispel fog.
Well, you know what they say. If you can't dispel it, fireball it. And he's going to upcast fireball.
Well, walk right into that one.
Well, at least we have resistance.
As he releases this massive fireball, let me give you the range there for the area. So he puts right there in the center, and that will catch everybody, including your familiar, which I assume is not going to resist.
I've already used my reaction for this round, haven't I?
Yes.
I have used mine.
All right, and since he's casting this at 8th level, that's 13d6 fire damage. Fun times.
DC?
The DC, it's a DC 20 deck save.
Oh, okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm using my inspiration. I keep getting that once.
The
Well, my
awakened
lucky
tree
streak is run out.
has two health left. It took all 57.
Doesn't it have vulnerability against fire?
I don't know. I can't see the.
Okay, let Let me.
Hold on, let me see. It's not my turn.
Yes, it does.
can't
It takes
access
double damage from fire.
Okay, then it's gone.
Yeah.
It burns up.
All right. So that waking tree is gone. The familiar is gone. And by the way, Midge, you can click on the tokens of the awakened trees and roll initiative for them as well.
Okay.
You should be able to see the purple buttons that appear on the top. All right.
Yeah, I can.
And Creek.
I used my inspiration to reroll that nat one.
All right. So you take a total of so it's 57. So you take a total of 29, but you have resistance, right?
So that's half further.
So that's 15. Yes. And Drazov, you have resistance as well.
Right. So I take 29.
You take 29. Correct. And Sunfall says, how does that feel? I mean, you're already burning your head anyway. I'm just making sure the rest of the body is equally well done.
Can I do a performance?
You know, I'm oddly used to it by now. I get a lot of this.
Why did it hurt more than it should be? Fireballs shouldn't be that strong.
And
with this 33.
and he says, "Well, someone's not enjoying that much." And then with the rest of his speed, he's going to take cover behind the house. All right, Midge, what would you like to do?
So let's see. He's back here, huh? Are we actually gonna try and kill this guy? Interesting.
See why not?
Yeah. Well, first thing she'll do, she's got to step out. So she'll move about 5 feet out, assess the situation. She'll look over.
Where'd he go?
To Creek and Drazov.
Where'd he go?
Creek just
He ran behind one of those big mushrooms.
His fire hurts me.
Okay.
His fire hurts me.
So that's 5. Fire hurts me. 40 feet. So if Midge moves like 10 feet over, can she see him?
Nope. You don't have a line of sight.
Okay.
Because
to establish line of sight.
The reason why is because this house is in an elevated terrain compared to you. It's about 20 feet high.
So there's stairs right here.
Yes, you can just, if you climb there, you can see him.
Okay, so that was 10 feet.
Yeah.
Another 10 feet, so this will be 30. So she'll go to right there. Can she see him?
Now she can, yes.
Okay. She will cast Blight at 5th level. Nope, not Blight, because he's undead. You know what? She's gonna look at him, and she remembers this. She's going to cast... Let's do Krail's Maggot. Let's put a maggot in his head. That's a fun one. Let's cast Krail's Maggot at 5th level.
Very well.
I only meant to cast it once.
Okay. You just rolled damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I only meant to cast it the first time, so the 27 is the first time.
Okay.
So
Can you describe your spell to our audience? What does it do?
So she reaches out and she connects with being undead, of course. There's maggots and creepy crawly creatures probably on his coat somewhere, and she commands it to crawl up into his ear, and it starts burrowing into his ear.
But before that, she needs to do a spell attack.
Is that it?
Yeah. Roll a spell attack.
Spell attack. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a plus 11 on your d20.
Yep. There it is. 19.
19 does not hit. As that worm flies, you've noticed it just passes by. Mr. Sanfodio says, "Oops! Oh, I think there are worms coming out of you." What was his name again? Liche, Liche, Bridget. There's worms coming out of you, Bridget.
Sure, Bridget works for me.
And she's going to move. She has 10 feet left. She'll go around the corner there.
Very well.
And with the bonus action, she will cast Shillelagh on her staff, just in case.
Very well. And what is your guardians do? What are your guardians doing, Midge? They're two there on the top.
Yeah, they're just gonna stay there for now.
Okay.
They can't leave. They can't leave the area. Yeah.
Okay. And he says, and you hear him shouting, "Anytime now, dear. Anytime now. I mean, just, not rushing you. You're higher ranking than me anyway." And Midge, you look up and you realize at the house on top of the right there to the north. Can you see her? She's standing right. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yep, I see her back here. Yep.
You've
Got it.
right there on top of the.
Oh, I wouldn't see it because. Would I see though because of this? Would I still be able to see?
Giving the angle, she's very high. So yeah, I would give it. No, yeah, you wouldn't probably see it. But then you hear her saying, "Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna do my thing. You do your thing, okay?" And yes, you've recognized that voice as being indeed bearing of bad news, and well, she, as a bonus action, she will start her blade song, and she will jump out. She'll cast haste as her action. And they start Blade Song as her bonus action. Classic Necrolumpa move. So her AC will become something ridiculous.
Oh,
yes. And her speed now becomes 80. All right, and she has an extra action, and she jumps out of here, onto the ground, and she starts to run. Let's see, through the stairs, and that's 50, 70, and 80 will be right there. and she's coming. She's coming towards the combat, and as she's heading towards, as she can't see any of you, so she's heading towards the ground level. She was taking
Really
a
glad we put those wind walls where we did.
Did you
Yeah.
hear her all?
You heard her at the start as she shouted to Mr. Sunfall, and now you can't hear her. So she's probably walking on the ground. Creek, what would you like to do?
They can't really see us in this fog still, right?
No, while the fog is there, they can't. True sight. Fog is a physical barrier, so true sight would not pass through it. Only blind sight.
But you can see through it. It's just a mist to you.
Yeah.
How tall is this fog?
10 feet. It's 10 feet.
And how tall is it from the ground to the roof?
To the roof, 20 feet.
Okay, so I can't get on top of the roof then. I can just
Where is where's our good butt? Where's God? I'm totally blanking on his name.
Where is who?
Where's Vokar? Where's Vokar?
Vokar didn't,
He didn't
come with you.
us, did he?
No.
Oh, did he not come with this?
Don't you remember? He just laid back on the necro tree and
That's right.
let you guys do that dirty work for him because he's too important to come with you now that
Yeah,
there's only one copy of him.
that's right.
Legend, how far can I see up here, or is this above my sight?
You can see the deck there, but you can't see Mr. Sunfall.
So I can see underneath the deck, right?
You can see underneath the deck, yes.
I have an idea. I want to be creative. I am going to cast 6th level Shatter underneath the deck right here, so I can target all the inorganic material, and hopefully I'll hit him. So I can break this entire deck in the house.
Very well.
Interesting.
Let me just look at the range. 10-foot radius. All right, so I don't have a general idea where Sunfall is, right? Or can I hear him? So I have.
You don't have
idea?
you no idea where he is.
All right, then I'm thinking right here would be the best part to like break the deck. Actually,
Okay.
Let me do it. Yeah, let me just. Yeah, I'm gonna cast it there so I can do the most damage, and it's gonna be a 6th level Shatter.
Very well. And as you cast Shatter, you hear the sound of thunder crackling under the house, and pieces of the deck fly. The house is a mushroom, so it's not inorganic material. But the deck is made of wood, so the deck flies away, and pieces of the deck fall everywhere. And you see that explosion, and there now shrapnels of wood raining from above. When you but it doesn't seem to have hit Mr. Sunfall.
Now there's like a huge hole like right around.
There is a
here,
huge
right?
hole. Yes, I'm gonna put half roll. I'm gonna put there a half roll. Let me around here on the deck. There you go.
All right, and then I'm gonna go travel 30, like my distance right over to here on the other side of this well.
Yeah.
And I want to pretend, and I'm just gonna be quiet. So can I stealth that so people can't figure out where I'm traveling to, or like to muddle my steps?
Right now, no one can see you, and after the shatter and the raining of stuff, no need to roll a stealth.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna sneak
Yeah.
around to the other side and just use that shatter as a diversion. I'm gonna end my turn there.
Very well. Drazov, what would you like to do?
So this tree creature here is dead, right? It just died last
Yes,
turn?
yes,
The fireball?
It did.
yes, very much.
Alright. So, start with, he's gonna reach out his hand right over its body, raise it up, and the last remaining wisps of its life force get sucked into his hand as he casts Grim Harvest, and as a bonus action.
Very well.
And he is going to take the vampiric option on that. So first of all, he gets. Oh wait, no. Okay, that's on casting the next spell, and then he pulls a small 9-pointed iron star from his ingredient pouch, and with a few arcane words and a twist of his hand, he casts Ravenous Void. And right here, a 20-foot radius void of swirling darkness appears.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Where did you put it?
Where?
Right here where I'm pinging. It's down in the
I'm
bottom left corner.
I'm not seeing the ping. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, all the way down
It's
there.
way down. It's way down at the bottom of the map. Yeah.
It's gonna pull
Oh,
him down that way.
okay. All right.
And especially
So-
now that Sunfall is on the ground. Because that's
So we have to be 100. Is it 120 feet?
the
So
the
it's
size
still
of
going to
the
affect
void
us.
itself. The void. No. Okay, so the void itself is 100. Is. Oh, sorry. I put that in the wrong spot. Let me make that more.
Because
correct.
it
kill us.
pulls
Who
anything
kills?
within 100 feet towards it. Isn't that
Yeah.
correct?
So right. So where the starting point should be. All right. You see where my marker is? Right there, where I'm measuring from.
Yeah.
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 That starting point is where I'm trying to put the center of the void.
Okay.
No. Down here, Legend. Down here.
Yeah. No, the other end, the dot.
Down
end.
here.
You don't have a line of sight to put a void there.
No, we stuck that down here.
What do I need?
Oh,
yeah, to
down
put-
here. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because I have
Yeah.
more than one person moving the thing around, so I don't know. You're pointing up, Drazov. I tell you what, I'll give you control over the token.
I'm putting the starting point over. Okay. Yeah.
Put the token where you want it to be. What is the size of the void, by the way?
The void is 20-foot radius, so 40-foot diameter, so 20 feet from the center to the edges of the void itself, and then its effect extends another 100 feet beyond that.
You said 20-foot diameter, right?
Yes, 20-foot diameter.
Okay. There you go.
Sorry, I was moving that well. Okay,
So
'cause
this
I-
is 20-foot diameter. Yeah, this is about right.
No, sorry, 20-foot radius. 20-foot radius.
So
Okay.
it's 40 feet.
Yeah. 40-foot diameter, 20-foot radius.
There you go.
So yeah, putting this like as far down here as I can.
Off the map?
Off the map, you're putting.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got 1,000-foot range on it.
Yeah, fair enough, but you don't have a line of sight to that area.
What's blocking my line of sight?
The houses and the big tree mushroom that you have in front of you.
What if I put it on top of a house?
Okay. So you're putting mid-air, basically. All right.
Yeah. And
Okay.
like how? Okay, so if I'm putting it on top of a house, on top of a tall structure, can I like where can I move it? Like, can I put it here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood the terrain a bit. All right, so putting it there, and yeah. So as this whirling vortex of darkness appears in the sky, it just starts pulling in everything that isn't like firmly attached to the ground.
Yes. and you can see the plants and the roof of their house. Everything start to fly into this massive vortex, and everything that is detached from the ground start to slowly being ripped off from the ground, the pieces of the houses, and they start to be sucked into the void.
Enjoy that, Mr. Sunfall. Enjoy the void.
And Mr.
And also
yeah.
because of Grim Harvest, he gains what is that? He gains. Where did that go? Gaining 10 hit points. Where is Grim Harvest? There we go. Alright, he gains 8 temp hit points, and any damage that he does to I get to pick one target that he deals damage to, and he gets half of any of that damage back in regular HP.
Okay.
Because of the vampiric effect of Grim Harvest.
Okay. All right. So he has to do. He's not fully
It's at the
inside a
beginning
sphere.
It's at the beginning of your turn.
Yes. He's not fully inside the sphere. So at the start of each of your turns until the spell end, unsecure objects within 100 feet of the sphere, I'll pull towards the sphere center. Which, by the way,
When the sphere appears and at the start of each of your turns.
Oh, so
So
you do it
he
now.
has to make it.
So then-
He has to make it immediately.
okay.
But he's not
Wait,
in.
why
it.
did the?
Put it
But
too
he's
far away.
he's not a loose
Wait, what?
object.
It was. He was in it when I put it there.
A creature
Right,
that
but
starts.
he's a living being.
Yes,
He's
a creature that starts its turn within 100 feet of the sphere must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled towards the sphere's center, ending in an unoccupied space as close to the center as possible. A creature that enters to the center. A creature will be pulled towards. Sorry, you put something there, it threw me off.
Yeah, sorry. I put the...
A creature that enters the sphere for the first time on its turn or starts its turn there takes 5d10 force damage, and it's restrained until it's no longer in the sphere. If the sphere is in the air, the restrained creature hovers inside the sphere. A creature can use its action to make a strength check against your spell saving DC, ending this restraint condition on itself or another creature in the sphere that it can reach. A creature reduced to 0 hit points by this spell is annihilated. All right. So you gotta do a strength
They used
save.
this on Critical Role 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
And
So does this Guardian needs to do one also.
yes, the Guardian and Mr. Sunfall.
Guardian rolled a 21.
That'll
That's
pass.
Okay.
It's a strength 21.
And
Just barely
Mr.
passed.
and Mr. Sunfall. Mr. Sunfall. Any time now. The button's not working. Okay.
Are the Guardians able to leave the grove?
No, they cannot.
So it just, I guess, stops existing as soon as it gets sucked beyond the borders?
It just
or...
becomes a. Let me look. I think it just becomes a regular tree,
Oh, cool.
a plant. As soon as it leaves, it just becomes. It isn't animated anymore.
The DC is
21.
all right. He passes. He's like, yeah, nice try. But it's nothing like the vortex we have on the base, you know?
Yes, well, it is still a work in progress. What can I say?
Yeah, I guess I'm starting to understand why the boss thinks you are the less talented one. And
Workplace bickering at this point.
and the guardian failed or passed? It passed.
It passed. I got
Excellent.
a 21. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. And it's now the turn of Mr. Sunfall, and he's going to teleport 30 feet.
The Guardian passed. They can move, right? Or they can't.
Yeah. Do you want to do something with that Guardian, Midge?
No, the Guardians don't do anything until something enters the space.
Very well.
Right, but you can tell them to move back up into the fog or something. It responds to voice commands, doesn't it?
They do, but I also don't want him to know that they exist. Just in case we do. You see, so I'd much rather have them just stay as regular plants until I need them.
So Mr. Sunfall teleports, bonus action teleports on top of the roof, and then he runs over here, and as he's looking, and he sees you, he says, "Hi there, Bridget," and he is going to He's going to attempt to feeble mind you, Midge.
Okay.
And he casts feeble mind on you, and you got a 10. She's trying to shatter your intellect, and you got to do a DC 20 intelligence save. Oh wow, I rolled really low for 7 points. That's an 8-level spell, 7 points of psychic damage.
26.
Very well.
Nice.
You've passed Midge. He's like, it didn't work. I'm so unlucky today. Dear, if you want to help here anytime. I don't know what's happening with me today. I'm very unlucky. I guess all that shenanigan just kind of threw me off. I'm kind of not in my best game today. The boss is going to be so disappointed at me. The boss doesn't care about you to be disappointed. And suddenly you just hear Mr. Sundown looking down as he just comes to the sudden realization that Vecna doesn't care enough about him to even be disappointed.
Did we hear that exchange?
Absolutely.
That's what I've been telling him.
And yeah, as a and with that, yeah, that's the end of his turn.
Okay.
Midge, what would you like to do?
Do I want to try and cast a spell on him? Or should I just go Brass Dragon? She will go Draconic Transformation.
Very
So,
well.
7th level Draconic Transformation. This is the not the full Brass Dragon. This is the one I did in the house. So let me. Multi-sided. I can't see which is the dragon one.
I already put it for you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So there's that, and then as a bonus action, she is going to do the 60-foot cone at him. I don't need to measure it, you know it's there, of 68 force damage.
Very well. And that's a dex. Dex what? 20?
Dex 19.
Dex 19.
Yeah.
He passed.
Okay. And then
It takes half a damage, right? 10 points of force damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, half his damage, so 10. And Midge will... She has a flying speed of 60 feet now. So she'll just come back in here. And just hang out right below the fog level. So...
Very well.
Yeah.
All right. And as you end, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Sunfall is going to attempt to dispel magic the mist, the fog again.
Okay.
And he failed again. And you
Are
just
you
see
serious?
him
Wow.
kicking a tile out of the roof like, God damn it.
God.
What is happening to me today? You're throwing me off, Necrolumpa. I'm a talented spellcaster. I can't even dismiss a bloody fog. What the hell? And it's the turn of the
You
Guardian.
see? And this is why you will never be Vecna's right hand.
You guys are
Never.
getting under his skin for sure.
Yeah. Both of the guard, they can't do anything until someone enters that area.
All right,
they
so
remain
as a
inactive.
legendary action at the end of the Guardian's turn, he's going to try again to do a dispel magic. And he failed again!
No way! My star goes to the fog this week.
Yeah, seriously.
The fog is the MVP
Oh,
of this. of this battle.
unbelievable! And he,
Mr. Spend Fail.
and he you get inspiration for that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Drezel does a golf clap. You know what? Keep at it, buddy. I'm sure you'll get it one of these days.
You know,
Just
Mr.
keep
Sunfall,
trying.
I'm gonna intimidate him a little bit. He says, you know, I just let me banish me, right? If you can't even dismiss fog, what makes you think you could truly trap me?
Why
It's
is
like
everybody
living-
picking on me today? I'm such a nice guy. I'm just trying to climb in the corporate hierarchy.
Yeah, apparently the fog can't let you climb those ladders.
And with that, at the end of the next Guardian turn, he's going to attempt one last time. But you guys have been getting so much under his skin that I have to give him disadvantage now. And he failed again. And he's like, I give up. I give up. I'm going back. I'm going back, Necrolumpa. I'm done. I'm done. I'm really done. And she says, well, sometimes it happens. You're a little bit, useless. So that's why we sent you to do this sort of low added value tasks.
Midge calls out, she goes in her draconic voice,
Having performance issues, Mr. Sunfall?
I'm gonna give him a token here for his depression there because someone is in his head. All right.
I feel like this is like group casting vicious mockery.
Pretty much.
The one that can break my mind can't break some fog. Man, how have you fallen?
Oh yes, indeed. Maybe guys. I think the only explanation to this is that this is the Mr. Sunfall of the second timeline, because in the first timeline he was very powerful.
This is the useless one.
He
From the
inspired-
useless timeline. He
Yes.
inspired what? Fantastic. Fantastic.
All right.
You know, guys, I think we are about done here. Why don't we just leave? I mean, it's not like
I
he's
mean,
going
we
to get
do
any
just
better
need to
at
leave.
dispelling the fog.
Yeah. We
Or you
can't
just-
just leave, guys. We have the information we need. We don't need to fight them.
I can teleport it.
Yeah. I have a scroll of plane shift. I can take us out of here. We just have to bunch up.
Oh, perfect.
And Necrolumpa, in her turn, is going to attempt to move. She has true sight, so she would be seeing the wall of the wind wall. So she can just go around, I guess, and jumps, and when she gets over here, let me roll an acrobatics. As she jumps on top of the roof, she lands it, and then more. She's there. All right. As her haste action, she is going to move yet more through the fog here on top of the roof, taking the high ground, and she says, "Where are they? They're inside the fog."
I know she has ridiculous movement, but in the fog, her movement is +2 for every 5 feet.
Yeah,
So
with
it-
haste, she would have 80 feet just to go from here to here.
Okay.
Because
Alright,
she was
okay.
using haste to dash. And she says, "Where are they? Are they inside the fog?" "Yeah, they're inside the fog." "Okay."
Sounds so sad.
And well,
You should try to dispel it. Dispel
Oh,
the
wait,
fog.
wait,
Show him how
wait.
it's done.
you know,
She
roll
would-
persuasion.
This would be entangle, Legend. All of this before she jumped would be entangle, the entangle spell.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as she enters right here, she would need to do a save for entangle.
Okay.
Let me.
Okay.
So it's a strength check against my spell save.
All right, which is 19.
19. Yeah.
Very well. Yeah, she passed.
Okay.
All right. So, she does get there, and roll persuasion for convincing her to use the spell magic. And she says, "That would be fun. But I think I'm just gonna get this done and just gonna get this done with. Actually, spell magic's not a bad idea." And she's gonna cast the spell magic just to humiliate Sunfall by passing that check, which is a 16 intelligence check. And
Is it 16? Level 7.
it's a level 7 spell or a level 6 spell.
Or, it's level 6. It's 6. Yeah.
All right. So
it's
she passes and she dismisses the fog in one go. And you guys can
That's a true
see,
lich.
and you can get
You see,
it.
Sunfall, that is how a real lich gets it done.
And she says, "Ah, look at you, hey, peekaboo. Do you see how I did it? You gotta really have some talent in you." Because Necrolumpa would definitely pound on him, but for missing that much. And you can see that. I mean, if a lich could cry, I think he would be crying right now. He's visibly depressed. He's visibly bothered by it. And as a bonus action,
Hold on. Midge is gonna look up and go,
Are you sure you want to team up with someone who fails to perform like that?
Well,
He does this, what, 5 times in a row?
you have a good point, but the thing is, he's my subordinate, so you can't get good people to hire these days. Any of you guys want to work for me? I'll not
Well, it
bet your
seems
head
to me
off
that
if you
you're
do.
It seems to me that you're a pretty bad manager, so I don't think so.
Mr. Sunfall, I have a new nickname for you. Because of your performance issues. Limp Biscuit.
I don't know how much.
you get inspiration. Oh boy.
I don't know if this is deception, but with glibness, I'll say, if you can turn around Mr. Sunfall to show him he's a performing Lich Necrolumpa, then we can talk about me working for you, alright? I want you to prove that you can make your subordinates better.
And you try to convince her, you don't convince her, and she says,
So, which one do I have to take down first?
and he says, go. You know what? Just go for Drazov. I hate him the most.
Well, then perhaps you should do that job. I'm not here to receive orders from you. I was just asking to see which one I'm not gonna hit.
And then she's gonna choose between Creek and Midge, and that's you, Creek.
Dang it.
And as a bonus action, she casts Blade of Disaster near you, dropping concentration on her haste.
Drazolf is going to counterspell that.
And she's going to counterspell. She's going to counterspell your counterspell. It's a 9th level counterspell. Do you have a 9th level counterspell? This is a 9th level spell. You get.
I do not currently have a 9th level counterspell, so I would need to roll for that.
Okay,
So
then roll.
that's,
Then you might as well just cast at 3rd level rather than 7th. Save yourself that 7th spell slot.
Well, I mean, I've got 2 of them. I don't
Okay.
plan on being here much longer, so.
All right. Up to you.
So, yeah. Plus that, casting it at a higher level means I don't have to roll as high on the roll.
You still need to roll a 19.
no,
That's my
the
point.
roll's still the same.
The roll's
Yeah.
still the same.
No, at higher level when you cast the spell that. Oh, my bad.
Still a
Okay,
10
yeah. Then
it's still a
I'll
10,
cast it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying save yourself the
it at
7th
3rd.
level and burn the 3rd
Yeah.
level.
Alright.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I misunderstood that. So that's just a straight DC 20 plus or D20 plus 10.
Yeah, DC, it's your intelligence check. So it's your plus 5. It's 1d20 plus 5. You gotta beat a 19.
Oh, gotcha.
DC 19.
23.
Very well. And she's going to counterspell your counterspell. But she does have a high level counterspell. So,
And then I counterspell that counterspell, and I'll be like, nah!
Oh my god.
do you
guys are
do you have a
killing me.
line of sight to her?
Well, I'm like right where Drazolf is.
Yeah, and if she's got line of sight to put Blade of Disaster on,
Okay.
him, I would think that
Fair.
they have line of sight to
Fair enough.
counterspell it.
Okay, so roll for your counterspell. Creek.
What's the DC?
19. The spell's a 19. It's a 9th level spell.
I will. Oh, yep, I passed. Forgot
Very
about
well.
that.
And Mr. Sunfall is going to counterspell your counterspell.
Midge is just looking back and forth, going,
Wait. Does Mr. Sunfall have
like
have
she's
line
in a
of sight?
tennis.
He
like
has to
she's in a
you.
tennis match.
He doesn't
She's
have
just,
range.
she's just looking back.
He
and
has to
forth,
Drazov.
like in a
He can
tennis match.
counterspell Drazov. So,
But it was Necrolumpa who counterspelled Drazolf.
all right.
He's got to
So-
have range to.
And then I counterspelled Necrolumpa's counterspell.
Okay, so Drazov, you try to counterspell Necrolumpa, counterspell your counterspell. Then Creek, you counterspell Necrolumpa counterspell. see how Counterspell was fun back in 2014, folks, and and with all of that, your counterspell counterspells the counterspell of Necrolumpa that was counterspelling Drazov's counterspell, and against Necrolumpa's Blade of Disaster, and Necrolumpa does not succeed in summoning the Blade of Disaster near Creek.
Just a moment, for role-playing purposes, I love the idea that seeing all this happening, just this back and forth, Mr. Sunfall, from his position, still tries to counterspell, but it doesn't quite get there, and once again...
He's like, aw, again. Oh no.
Yeah, let the real Liches here fight.
Oh my god.
Nice try, Limp Biscuit!
And he just says, you know, that's bullying. That's not nice.
You can't play nice in the Lich world. What kind of ladder are you trying to climb?
A limp ladder!
Oh my god. All right, and with that, since Necrolumpa was not able to counterspell, to cast a Blade of Disaster, she never lost the concentration on haste, because the concentration never picked up in the Blade of Disaster. So, Creek, what would you like to do?
Mitch, you want to switch initiative so that way Drazov can plane shift us out of here? I do not want to do
well, Creek, out of character,
move
you
over
and I
to
go
Midge.
back to go. Yeah, so if we just run over to
you
her,
guys both
I
come over
can
to Midge.
cast it.
Yeah, so move over next to Midge, and then Drazov will move over and be able to cast it.
Wait, why not just have you in the middle? That way you can just hold hands like that.
Because we've got Mr. Sunfall. Like, if one of us switches initiative with Midge, then we have Mr. Sunfall in the middle of things.
Yeah.
Whereas you and I go back to back.
Yes,
so we can
move
both
over
just
next
move
to
over to
Midge.
her.
Just come over
I see
here.
What you mean. I
Come
see
over
what
here.
You mean. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move and go like, you know what? As much as I want to save here, Mr. Sunfall ruined this epic fight. We're gonna find another time to fight Necrolumpa.
And if
Mr.
you want to
Sunfall-
ready something just in case things go wrong, that's probably not the worst idea.
You know
I mean,
what?
you can still attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sent one last volley at somebody. I don't know if we have line of sight to...
Now
Do
you
you want
don't have,
Unsettling
neither
Words
you
again?
or Midge have line of sight to Necrolumpa. But you have to
Yeah.
to Mr. Sunfall.
Yeah,
I'll
do
do. I'll
unsettling words on Sunfall.
I'll go right
Yeah.
here. And then I'll say as a bonus action, I'll say unsettling words. I'm gonna say. Wait, my
I
unsettling
mean,
words
you've
off
said
here.
it. We've said enough unsettling words. It should just be a permanent thing on him right now.
tell him that at this point he might as well just go walk into the void.
Look, Mr. Sunfall, and this is what I'm gonna say for settling words. It says, look, Mr. Sunfall, I see how ambitious you are climbing up the ladder, but maybe you should try the step ladder first before you go for the big leagues.
Very well. And what is the DC?
Oh, this just subtracts a D12 from the next saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And he's rolled a D12. 2 points.
I lose two.
And you can see that he's looking at you, and he seems particularly frustrated with you, Creek. And you can see that you're infuriating him.
then as
And he's
an
such a
action,
calm
I'm gonna-
guy.
As an action, I'm gonna use Dissonant Whispers on him.
Very well.
Which I will say to him, hold on. I just only let you banish me. The next time you do fight, you're gonna suffer the wrath of the big leagues. Stay down, little Lich. You're always gonna be someone's subordinate. He needs to do a DC 20 wisdom save with a -2.
He passed.
He
And
takes half psychic damage, but he won't have to use his reaction to move
7.
away.
Yeah.
all right. And is that the end of your turn, Creek?
Yep.
And it seems you got him infuriated enough, Creek, that he he's going to subtle spell as a legendary action. He's going to subtle spell something, and he subtle spell a true polymorph spell on you. And
On Creek?
On Creek. And Creek, you gotta do a wisdom save DC 20.
I'm gonna use a lucky.
Woof. Good
Just
job.
enough.
Very well.
Do I feel it?
Do you what?
Do I feel it?
No. You've he tried to cast on you, but yet again he fails. And he's starting to feel like, I might be cursed. I might be cursed. There's something wrong with me today. And Drazov, what would you like to do?
So
He couldn't land a single spell today. Unbelievable. Except for the fireball, because that one you can really miss it.
Oh, I should have said that in my role playing. I lied when the fireball hurt. I'll say that as he plane shifts us.
He pulls out the scroll of planeship, and he looks to Sunfall and goes, "You know what? Maybe next time you will be slightly less terrible. But until then," and he doesn't say anything because he is subtle spelling this.
This is a spell scroll.
I can't subtle spell from a spell scroll.
Yeah, okay. That's a bit dodgier.
Okay, all right. Then, how about this? He pulls out the spell scroll, then rolls it back up, and casts Planeship with subtle spell anyway.
Very well.
Just from his spell list.
While he does that, I just say, yeah, I lied about that fireball, Sunfall. Your fire is weak, like your flame.
And just like that, the three of you plane shift away from this, and you are out of initiative, and leaving Necrolumpa and Mr. Sunfall there. Well, your ambush seems to have worked. You got a lead on Cass, and it seems that you finally now know where to look for him. It turns out was in Sigil all along. So for those of you who've been watching the stream with us, thank you very much for watching our campaign. And if you like these videos, there's much more content we are releasing in this channel in the future. So please subscribe so you can receive a notification when there's more coming, including tomorrow. There's a new campaign of Gods versus Eldritch Horrors that we are starting tomorrow. And with that,
two of us are in that.
Yes, indeed.
All three of us. Wait,
three of us. All three of us.
All three of us.
All three of you are. Yes. All three of you are in that campaign. So the same players will be in that campaign tomorrow and playing demigods. Fun times. Fun times. So with that, we'll conclude this stream here. Thanks, everybody.
Tune in next time.